The bond between a father and daughter is one built on trust, love, and protection. It's a sacred connection that can shape a woman's life for the better. And while some may paint a pretty picture of perfect families on TV, the reality is far from it. In fact, behind closed doors lies a harsh truth. Some fathers aren't cut out for the job. They may be abusive or ill-equipped to handle the responsibilities of parenthood, leaving their children vulnerable and scarred. Unfortunately, this isn't just a plot device in movies. It's happening all around us. Take Ana Matias, for example. Born in bustling New York City to her parents Miguel and his wife, she seemed like any other newborn with a bright future ahead. But as she grew up, secrets began to unravel about her father's true nature. Despite appearing like a doting dad from a distance, Miguel had a dark side that caused chaos within his family. Mental illness plagued him and his loved ones, leading them to move away in search of solace in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Yet no matter how hard they tried to outrun it, Miguel's demons would always catch up during trips back to the city that never sleeps. Welcome to No Tears for Black Girls, crafted by renowned writer John Reedberg and brought to life by the talented Samantha Paul. Listen in, subscribe, or tap in on the Alive podcast app for exclusive content. Have a case or topic you want us to delve into? Head to our website, notearsforblackgirls.com, or send us an email at notearsforblackgirls@gmail.com. As Ana blossomed into a teenager with dreams of becoming a model, her once loving father became distant and troubled, leaving scars that would last a lifetime. Miguel's rage was a simmering pot, just waiting to boil over. After a heated argument on their family trip, he erupted with a fiery vengeance. He attempted to set his own car ablaze with his wife and children trapped inside. It was clear that something was deeply wrong with Miguel, but when he was institutionalized after the incident, he was surprisingly granted unsupervised visits with his kids on weekends. Despite alarming signs of instability and past violence toward Ana and her siblings, he was denied coverage for therapy, a fatal mistake. In 2008, Matias's inner demons burst into the open as he unleashed his fury on Ana in a brutal attack that ended her life. This tragedy could have been prevented if proper steps had been taken to address Matias's issues earlier. Ana's life took a tragic turn after her mother left Miguel and found a new love interest. Consumed by rage at the news, Matias committed an unspeakable act that sent shockwaves through everyone who knew them. On February 15, 2008, Ana, Miguel, and Matias were laughing and playing online games with Miguel's sister on a conference call. They were in separate apartments, Ana and Miguel together and his sister in another unit. But little did they know, darkness lurked just around the corner. Living in the Bronx at 1005 Walton Avenue, Matias also served as the building superintendent. As they ended their late-night call and headed to bed, no one could have predicted what would happen next. It is believed that Matias had set up surveillance cameras and a computer in the basement of the building. The details are still murky, but it's said that Matias stumbled upon Ana chatting with a boy in an explicit conversation. Enraged beyond control, he attacked her mercilessly, strangling her with an extension cord until she lay lifeless on the floor. Without a second thought, he disposed of her body in the building's incinerator before casually returning to his apartment. The next morning, he nonchalantly informed his sister and cousin of what he had done before finally calling 911 to confess. When the police arrived, they found Ana's charred remains still burning in the basement. In his interrogation, Matias coldly described how he had initially considered beating Ana to death, but settled on choking her instead, because it would be less messy. The brutality of this senseless act left everyone sickened and heartbroken. A year had passed since the devastating truth came to light. Miguel Matias, charged with sexually assaulting and killing his own daughter, Ana. The DNA test told a horrific tale. Ana was pregnant with her father's child at just 12 weeks. How could a man stoop so low as to prey on his own flesh and blood? Some say it was revenge against Anna's mother for moving on too quickly, but others suspect a deeper, darker motive of jealousy and hatred. The trial proved futile as Matias was sentenced to life behind bars, but no sentence could erase the pain and trauma inflicted upon young Ana. A life stolen, dreams shattered, all because of her own father's evil actions. And yet, the system failed her time and time again. She was placed back into his care despite warning signs of rage and violence. How could he be granted visitation rights, allowed to be near children without proper evaluation? But alas, no amount of questioning can bring Ana back. Rest in peace, dear Ana Matias, forever remembered at only 29 years old. In our next tale, a young woman's life was stolen by the man she trusted. They were bound together by common law marriage and shared dreams for their future. Destini Smothers was a beloved soul, known as caring and gorgeous by her loved ones. A devoted mother to her 2 boys, she lived solely for them. With a vivacious personality and dependable nature, everyone who knew Destini adored her. But in November of 2020, she made the trip from Troy, New York, to Queens to attend her boyfriend Kareem's grandmother's funeral. After arriving in Queens, Destini celebrated her birthday with some friends at a bowling alley on 34th Avenue. She left around 11:20 p.m., but never showed up the next day to pick up her things for the funeral, the very reason she had journeyed to the city. According to Kareem, who was with her that night, they got into a heated argument in her car, and she took off with her purse, keys, and wallet. Trusting their instincts, Destini's family launched a frantic search, scouring everywhere from Pennsylvania to Maryland and even seeking help from a spiritualist, fearing the worst. It wasn't until November 8, 2020, that Destini was officially reported missing by her family. And still, it would be 4 long months before they received any answers. On March 10, 2021, a tow truck driver stumbled upon an abandoned Toyota Camry with no license plates at the intersection of 134th Avenue in Jamaica, Queens. Inside the trunk lay Destini's decomposing remains. Some reports suggested she died from a vicious blow to the head, while others claimed she had been brutally shot. Both horrific ends for her loved ones to imagine. The man responsible for this despicable act was believed to be none other than Kareem Flake. He had been on the run for over a year until his arrest on April 9, 2021, at a Florida train station after being accused of domestic violence against another woman. He was extradited back to New York to face murder charges, but the media frenzy surrounding the case of Gabby Petito overshadowed Destini's story. Both women were from New York, traveling with their significant others before meeting tragic ends at their hands, yet only one received widespread national coverage and international attention. And even after Brian Landry was found deceased, the news continued for months, dissecting his notebook, while so many never knew Destini Smothers' name, a woman whose life was reduced to mere headlines and forgotten in her family's time of need. But for those who loved her and held her close, Destini will always be everything. She will never fade away or be overshadowed. May she rest in peace. And may more people know her name and remember her story, so that she may finally receive the respect and justice she deserves. Thank you for tuning in to No Tears for Black Girls, now a part of the Alive Podcast Network, the first Black female-owned and operated network dedicated to amplifying Black voices. If you enjoyed this episode, please show your support by following us on the Alive Podcast app, available on both iPhone and Android. You can also stay connected with us on social media and YouTube at No Tears for Black Girls, or on X at No Tears for BG. Remember to stay loved, stay blessed, and stay safe. Until next time.